It's Dogma Debate with your host, Michael Regilio. For extra content and to join the conversation, please head over to dogmadebate.com and join our Patreon. You know, it occurs to me we've never had an episode of this show about that crazy modern religion. You know the one I'm talking about. It's just like every other religion. They believe in imaginary things. The adherents are all a bunch of cultists. And it's a total scam. I believe the name of the religion is cryptocurrency, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I'm not trying to offend anybody. If there's cryptocurrency people out there, I think it's a scam. I do, but this is actually going to be a show about Donald Trump and what he's doing with cryptocurrency. And Donald Trump definitely thinks crypto's a scam. In fact, here's what he had to say about cryptocurrency just a few years ago.
Bitcoin, I just seems like a scam. I was surprised. You know, with us, it was at 6,000 and much lower. I don't like it because it's another currency competing against the dollar. Essentially, it's a currency competing against the dollar. I want the dollar to be the currency of the world. That's what I've always said.
It's what he's always said. You heard the man. He's always said it, which is why it was a little bit shocking to people that just a few months after that, he switched his tune and said this.
Hello, everyone. This is Donald Trump. Hopefully your favorite president of all time, better than Lincoln, better than Washington, with an important announcement to make. I'm doing my first official Donald J. Trump NFT collection right here and right now. They're called Trump Digital Trading Cards.
In economic circles, this is known as the greater fool theory, and it's an economic concept that suggests that the price of an asset is determined not by the intrinsic value, but by the expectations that someone, a greater fool, will take it off your hands for more. And this is more or less what Trump's NFTs were. But he got a taste. Got a little taste. Oh, when the mob boss gets a little taste. I'm just looking for a little taste. Well, of course, he's going to go all in. Because the guy who said Bitcoin is a scam when he was in the heat of running for president in 2024 went to a Bitcoin conference and said this.
This afternoon, I'm laying out my plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world. And we'll get it done.
And we'll get it done. We'll get it done. I mean, the guy's on record saying it's a scam. And then he's on record making a lot of money off of it. And suddenly he's all about that scam. But it's way worse than a scam. Don't think that this is an episode about what a scam crypto is, per se. This is an episode about what a scammer Donald Trump is and what a dangerous scammer Donald Trump is. So, to be clear, the crypto industry was one of the top donors to Trump 2024, which is interesting because compared to how big the crypto industry is, this was a hugely outsized donation to the Donald Trump for President campaign. And you, of course, will not be surprised to learn that just a few days before being inaugurated as President of the United States again, Donald Trump launched another meme coin. This time he brought Melania along for the ride. There was the Donald meme coin and the Melania meme coin, and they made a ton of money in the old pump and dump. In the greater fool theory, they suckered the suckers. They made a ton of money. We don't know how much because this is crypto. Does it follow the same rules? It's very hard to trace. We don't know who's giving the president money and how much, but we do know that the coin itself, after Trump pumped and dumped, made his money, ended up ultimately losing about $11 billion to the investors. That is to say, the fools and the suckers who bought Donald Trump's meme coin. New York Times did some investigating into that particular meme coin, and they found that the largest amount invested into the Trump meme coin came from an account that was created 3 hours before the coin launched. Somebody just popped into existence, bought a huge chunk of Trump and Melania meme coins, and they got out. Another account that bought a massive amount of Trump meme coins did all the purchasing under 2 minutes after the coin was launched. All of this screams insider trading, which is why you can't win with this meme coin stuff, according to my research, because there's somebody on the inside who's literally the one issuing the meme coins, and it's their scam. You can't beat them at their own scam. They're pulling the reins. They know, they have all the information. They know everything. But Trump has now decided to get out of the amateur meme coin scam business. And he has launched, did you know this? I didn't know this. World Liberty Financial. Is this what Steve Bannon means by flooding the zone? Like just stuff gets by you? I didn't hear about the World Liberty Financial. It is a private company that includes Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, and Barron Trump. And they have just announced a new digital currency. The name of this new currency is USD1. Ooh, USD1. Let's see. US, United States, D1. Donald 1. Oh. Now, again, anybody can buy into Trump's digital currencies. Can't be traced. We don't know who. Anybody can bump the value of his digital currency up as far as they want and get favors from him. And he loves giving out favors. So we're going to get into that in just one moment because this is mind-blowing stuff. But what Trump is now doing is creating the crypto reserve, a national crypto reserve. Now, there is one cryptocurrency that is relatively valuable, whether or not it's real. I used to joke that I thought that cryptocurrency was what happens when some Dungeons and Dragons playing nerds get confused and think that the coins given to them by a wizard are real. And then when I looked into what cryptocurrency is, and I learned that the way that you mine cryptocurrency is it's actually you're solving complex, basically riddles, math problems. It is a wizard. It's the wizard from Monty Python. Answer me this riddle and you can cross the bridge. Solve the complex math problems and you can have a Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is the coin that kind of is the star of the show. So when Trump announced he was going to have this crypto reserve, well, Bitcoin holders thought this is great. This will set a floor. The value of our cryptocurrency can never go beyond a certain level because the United States of America is going to be holding all this crypto, which will stabilize the value, which is why the Bitcoin world was feeling quite stabbed in the back when he announced that, no, it's actually going to be USD1 will be some portion of what's going to be in the crypto reserve. Of course. Of course. The president of the United States announced, I have a cryptocurrency, and now I'm going to direct the United States government to buy a shitload of it. This is real. Which, again, shocked the world of Bitcoin. This is from the San Francisco Chronicle. CoinShares strategist James Butterfill was blindsided by Trump's decision. Quote, we are surprised to see digital assets other than Bitcoin included in the strategic reserve. The fundamental qualities of these assets differ significantly. The article continues. Tyler Winklevoss, a Bitcoin booster who donated $1 million to Trump's campaign, echoed the sentiment. Quote, only one digital asset in the world right now meets the bar, and that digital asset is Bitcoin. I got news for you, buddy. $1 million. You think Donald Trump's motivated by $1 million? Get out of here. You need to talk to Justin Sun. Now, Justin Sun is a cryptocurrency superstar. Chinese crypto dude. Just huge. Only problem with him is the SEC had a case against him. That's the Security and Exchange Commission. Had a case against him for fraud. But Justin Sun bought $30 million worth of World Liberty Financial tokens. That is to say, USD1 crypto. And then nothing happened. What? Oh, and then a little bit later, he bought $45 million more worth of Donald Trump's World Liberty Financial tokens, also known as USD1. And this is going to blow your mind. You're not going to believe this. The Security and Exchange Commissions dropped the charges against Justin. This is CNN.com on the Security Exchange Commission's decision. This is a 180 for the SEC, America's top financial regulators, which just 2 years ago charged Sun and his companies, Tron, BitTorrent, and Rainberry, with selling unregistered securities and fraudulently manipulating the price of digital tokentronics. Probably just a one-off, though. He just needed a quick infusion of $75 million into his company. Oh, wait. Of course, there's more. There is Hangpeng Zhao. Okay. Did my best. Or CZ. He owns a company called Binance. Binance is the shadiest ass cryptocurrency or crypto exchange company out there. Binance, people that work at Binance joke that terrorists and drug dealers use their services regularly, as does all criminals. International crime syndicates love cryptocurrency because it can't be traced. Again, the President of the United States has launched his own cryptocurrency that can't be traced, and anybody can give the President of the United States as much money as they like, and you and I can't even find out who they are. So Binance was also being charged. New York Times has reported Trump met with Binance and has since dropped the charges. In fact, Securities and Exchange Commission has dropped almost all charges against all crypto companies that currently were being investigated. In fact, Trump has basically said that we're just not going to enforce crypto laws and we're not going to create any new ones. All the while, we have stopped really enforcing any financial laws, even dealing with good old-fashioned, you remember this? Dollars? I don't know if Donald Trump remembers those. He once said he thought the U.S. dollar was the greatest currency in the world. Then he launched USD1. We have stopped enforcement of the Foreign Corporate Practice Act. Well, what's that? Well, it's just a little act that says it's illegal to bribe foreign officials. Yeah, Donald Trump has instructed that we will no longer be enforcing that. Nor will we be enforcing the Corporate Transparency Act, which requires companies to divulge ownership info. Basically, hey, shell companies, your day has come. The United States of America is basically legalizing financial crimes. You know how you hear about those shell companies all the time in the Cayman Islands and like these companies that their corporate headquarters are in some weird island nation in the Caribbean. You're like, what? Why is that? And we learn that, it's because they really don't have any financial laws there, so they attract all these companies. That's us. That's America. We're the Cayman Islands. How do you think this is going to end? Not well. I believe that crypto truly is the ultimate in the idea of something for nothing. And we can get into a whole conversation about fiat currency and the dollar being not backed by gold anymore. And it's basically, you could make a similar argument for the hard currencies that the world has been running on for however many thousands of years. But this is different. This is all going down for one reason and one reason only. And that is not to create a currency that people can buy and trade. They can sell goods and services with. This is to enrich one man, one family. And tomorrow we'll be on to some other story because we'll be disappearing more people into concentration camps. His Secretary of Defense will be tweeting war plans. He'll be dismantling Social Security. He'll be making it illegal to learn about science. Who knows? And no one will be talking about this. No one's really talking about this now. We're talking about this. We're talking about this. That's something. It starts with someone talking about it. Till next time.